Hello and welcome to the Forgotten Bookshop Girl. This is Nina, and today I just wanted to give you a quick update on how I'm doing with my 2018 journal. And I thought it might be an idea to just quickly introduce you to my last year's journal. This is when I started to actually bind my own journal. I'm not a very organized person, and I'm really struggling when it comes to using planners or planning, and I usually end up with a diary or a planner that is just empty because I'm not using it. So I thought creating one myself might help, and in fact it did. Let me just put this to one side and just give you a quick not a flip through, but just an idea. So I just used this absolutely gorgeous book cover, and then on the inside I left some of the original pages. And what I did in this case, at the beginning of each month I wanted to have kind of an image, and most of them are postcards. However, that turned out to be, that made the whole journal quite chunky, even though I quite like it. And then once I had all the pages bound in the book, I started adding, I just drew in lines, and then used alphabet stamps to stamp in the name of the month and all the days. And you can see I've got in here, I've got all the days, all the dates in pencil, because in the beginning I didn't have number stamps, and also because I didn't finish my journal until it was, I think, halfway through January, so I never really got to use it in January. I used different kinds of paper. Something else I really liked. What else did I do? Yeah, I added little pockets, which were really useful. And I always had, at the end of each month, I had sort of notes. However, one thing I found a bit difficult, I didn't quite know how to kind of get around that problem, and I should have just had a look at shopboard diaries, and I think I did, but that still didn't help me. Because obviously not every month will start with a Monday, that is the first. But I wanted to have all the days of a month starting after my image, if that makes sense. And then at the end, let's say exactly, so at the end we've got here Friday's the 31st, so Saturday would be the 1st. But I would still want to have a whole week in view, so I would still have like the 1st and the 2nd, but then when we're turning to April, in this case I left it. Yes, I wasn't quite sure about this setup, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it this time around, because I definitely want to have a week at a glance, and I don't want the weeks to be messed up in any way. I don't really like it if you have a week kind of like starting here and nothing happening there. I don't really like that gap. However, I could maybe turn that into notes. Rather than have notes down here, I could have it all up there and use that empty space. So that's something I might look into. Also, the stamping of the days, you can see here are my number stamps. Even though they look pretty, they do take up quite a lot of space, and my handwriting is quite big, so I found that a bit tricky, and also it is very time consuming. So, oh yes, and I don't like my handwriting, so my handwriting wouldn't be neat enough, and I didn't want the notes I would put into my diary, I didn't want them to look the same as the day. So I wanted them to be in a different, kind of like a different font, one more, formal, and then just the stuff I'm going to write in there. So I might just choose a font on my computer and just print out you know, all the days of the week and the month and everything, and then maybe just cut them out and stick them into my diary, because I think that would make things probably easier. So it might, and it would still look neat, and the font would be, you know, could have this smaller than the stamps, even though I do like the stamps, but just give that one a go and just see how things go. So anyway, this is my last one, and I have to say I was more successful in using it, but I think because I hadn't quite finished it and I still had to add days and dates, I didn't use it as much as I wanted to, but that doesn't mean that I want to give it another go. So I've already shown you the book I've chosen for this year, and so I'm just seeing with the kind of the mood board I created, these are some of the images and ephemera that I probably want to go in them. I might use some of the originals, I might use my inkjet printer to copy some of them. I've got little things like this. Is used to be this is the packaging of really, really lovely chocolate, and I've had this for I don't know how long, but I really like it. But at the same time, I don't want to cut it apart, because I think it's quite neat how you've got this covered pocket. So I want to use it, but I'm not quite sure how. However, I just realized I could maybe make two pockets. If I cut it along this line, I could have this part as a pocket and then this part as a pocket as well. So that might work. And yeah, just more paper bits and pieces. Then for the actual paper, I'm going for tea dyed. This is actually Christmas coffee dyed paper. So for all the Christmas coffee, because I usually just collect the coffee grounds and then kind of brew another coffee from the all the used coffee, and then and then use it to dye my pages. So I've brought a mix of different paper. These came out of a notebook. I don't think I'm going to tea dye them because they've already got this colour. I might use these, and I won't dye these because the lines disappear. So I might just go with those. Then I'll be adding some tracing paper and just other bits and pieces. This is like, not this one, but for example this has been tea dyed, but I've also been experimenting with wallpaper pattern rollers to add some extra detail to the pages. So those might go in. You can see it here again. And the pattern rollers came from a really amazing company called The Painted House, and they've got the most amazing wallpaper pattern rollers, and I'll link them below. Right, so this is how far I got. The next thing I need to do is obviously start cutting the pages to size, and then creating my signatures. So once I got one step further, I'll give you another update. Okay, have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!